The Simpsons predicted everything that is going to happen in 2025. And guess what? They even predicted the Los Angeles fire. But in this episode of The Simpsons, they finally predicted what is going to happen to Los Angeles. The entire city is going to be burned, and the only thing that will remain in the entire city is that blue umbrella. They even showed what happened 6 months after this event, a deadly lightning strike. Do you see? It seems that they are using some kind of weapon, definitely some type of energy weapon. Look at those scenes. First of all, I would like to thank the incredible people at Chang'an Smelting and Mining and Donuts and at TPS for neutralizing our wonder. Now look at these scenes. They are once again highlighting that particular blue umbrella for some reason, which is kind of closed. Obviously, nobody would pay any attention to that. Enough, my friends. The time for mourning and blaming the mayors has passed. We are going to rebuild. We are going to rebuild. We are going to rebuild. Basically, that is what is happening. People are blaming the mayor of Los Angeles, and basically he is not doing anything for the people. And that is exactly what is happening right now. Then look at what happened 6 months later, when people really expected Los Angeles to be completely rebuilt, and observe the situation. Notice that specific reference. It is the Hollywood Hills, and it seems that the entire billboard was destroyed by the fire. And that is exactly what is happening in the Hollywood Hills nowadays. This is the state of Los Angeles 6 months after the outbreak of the fire. And look, it seems that the cartoon portrays the mayor as someone who does nothing to rebuild things. We will rebuild. We will rebuild. Goodness. Going back to the blue umbrella, which is something specifically highlighted here. As you can see, there is that blue umbrella shown in this scene. And later on, it is also shown in another scene. Now, if you take a look at what we have discovered so far, apparently this seems to be very real, guys, because just look at these images. What is with that blue color that is happening? People have been sharing these images showing that anything that is blue did not burn, and there is a very strong reason for it. Look, for example, at those blue umbrellas. They are intact while everything around the shop is completely burned. What in the world is happening? This is exactly what the Simpsons are pointing out, and at first I was skeptical. But then they did some tests with a laser beam, and apparently when the energy beam hits colors like yellow or red, that is, all the other colors burn. When the energy beam hits blue, it seems that there is no reaction at all. For some reason, every other color burns except blue. This is really astonishing. The Simpsons predicted something so outrageous. Now, moving on to the second prediction that the Simpsons made, they predicted with the same precision an image of something that was going to happen. This was the image that the Simpsons predicted, in which you can see, this is Donald Trump and this is the King of Saudi Arabia, and apparently they are placing their hands over some kind of globe or light. That exact event occurred, and the outfits that these guys were wearing were exactly the same. Just look at those images. This episode aired in 2002 and eerily mirrored real-life events. It showed Donald Trump touching a glowing orb alongside 2 Middle Eastern-looking men. Well, just last month, President Trump did exactly that with the King of Saudi Arabia and with the President of Egypt. Just look, they were wearing exactly the same outfits, and even the details of the images are identical to the predictions made so many years ago in The Simpsons. That prediction was made in 2002, and currently we are living in 2025, and people are discovering all of these things. Compare this image here with The Simpsons prediction, and you will see that it is exactly the same outfit that the King of Saudi Arabia and Donald Trump are wearing. Look at that. Everything is identical. In this image, you can even see a woman in the background. And in the cartoon, there is also a woman in the background. There is also an Arab man here, and further down, another Arab man positioned exactly here. Goodness, that sends chills down your spine. It is so frightening. Sometimes it is incredible how these guys have the ability to predict all of these things, including events that are happening in exactly the same way. Now let us move on to the third prediction of The Simpsons, which corresponds to an event that really happened in real life. It seems that in this case, there is a woman who is removing parts from a horse, something like parts of a horse's testicles, and she is basically cooking that for a school. That same event was reported by many people in real life. Look at this scandal of horse meat, the essential guide with the Europe white scandal, or the contamination of meat products, from hamburgers to lasagna, which shows no signs of abating. A detailed study explains everything you need to know about how this happened. It seems that some people were really mixing horse meat, and the Simpsons cartoons had already predicted this before it happened, reported by many people in real life. Now let us move on to the fourth prediction of The Simpsons, which is really amazing because not only did they predict that Donald Trump would be president for the first time, but they also predicted that he would lose the presidency. They also said that Donald Trump would come back, and that was predicted to happen exactly in 2024. And that is exactly what happened now. They also said that he would be president again in 2028. Time, of course, will tell whether that is true or not, but just look at the prediction that The Simpsons made here. They never stop predicting the future. As we all know, Donald Trump recently announced that he is running for president again in 2024. Look, he ran for president in 2024 already in 2015, and The Simpsons predicted his candidacy on that Trump-tastic journey. Look at those images. They really predicted that Donald Trump would be president exactly in 2024, and that episode aired in 2015. I mean, he wasn't even president for the first time in 2015, and that episode came out of nowhere with a scene on an escalator that also happened in real life. Just look at those images. It is absolutely insane that these guys are able to predict these things. I cannot fail to mention another prediction. The Simpsons predicted the economic crisis. They predicted that the economy would collapse in 2016, and that happened. The global economy has been unstable lately, with warning signs everywhere. In 2020, the United States printed an astonishing $33 trillion in new money, or even there was a full-blown economic collapse with job losses. But the strange thing is that The Simpsons had already suggested this a long time ago in the episode Bart to the Future, in which they portrayed an economic collapse during a Trump presidency. Today, Trump is not in office, but with his run for 2024, the possibility still exists, and the economy really plummeted. We are seeing the dollar fall. While the currency of the BRICS is rising, outrageous things are happening exactly as The Simpsons predicted. Furthermore, The Simpsons even predicted the disaster with the Titanic submarine. Everything happened exactly as they predicted. It is simply unbelievable. Speaking of disasters, The Simpsons also showed the indomitable spirit of adventure that propelled the charming Homer Simpson to plunge into the depths of a captivating underwater expedition in the episode of Season 17. In that episode, they dive underwater to explore the wrecked Titanic and a submarine used for acquiring knowledge in the depths of the ocean. The mission is to discover hidden wealth within the confines of a sunken vessel, but the oxygen is about to run out. I will not spoil the episode, but this storyline crosses with a real-life incident that caught the attention of the United Nations. The same thing happened with the real Titanic submarine, the lack of oxygen and the drop in air pressure. That was one of the greatest tragedies that occurred 1 year ago. In an unexpected turn of events, The Simpsons also predicted the Olympic outcome. The story unfolds with Marge and Homer getting involved in the sport of curling. It turns out that the United States won the gold medal in curling, exactly as in The Simpsons, a surprising twist against Sweden. In the Winter Olympics of 2017, the United States really clinched the gold in curling. Incredible. Additionally, The Simpsons predicted that there would be fish with 3 eyes, which would be found by humans later this year. That episode aired in the second season of The Simpsons, when Bart captured a fish called Blinky that had 3 eyes. And indeed, in real life, a fish with 3 eyes was captured. That discovery sparked protests among the citizens of Springfield, who blamed the nearby nuclear power plant for the pollution that may have caused that mutation. There is also an episode in which a building, which did not exist at that time, is shown, and years later a building with an innovative design was constructed in London, exactly as was predicted. The plans for a new structure called the Shard were approved, and the building was built. It is something unbelievable. D in the Bible. In that episode, the character is Watt recently. The Simpsons aired an episode that is perhaps one of the scariest we have ever seen because it seems that the rapture is coming, exactly as described in a movie called Left Below, as if we were inside a movie. And the title directly refers to the idea that, according to the scriptures, if we reject God, we will suffer the apocalypse. According to the Bible, the Lord Jesus will return and take his followers, while the rest will be left behind. This is written in 1 Thessalonians chapter 16, verses 16 to 17, and also in Matthew chapter 24, verses 40 to 41. Two men will be in the field. One will be taken and the other left. This is a clear sign that not everyone will be raptured. Therefore, if you have not yet dedicated yourself to God, perhaps this is the final moment, for the rapture could occur at any moment. Amid events such as the burning of the Hollywood Hills, the drying up of the Euphrates River, the conflict in Israel, the war between Russia and Ukraine, everything can happen overnight. Be prepared. If you found this video interesting, and if you know of more predictions from The Simpsons that I have not mentioned, please leave your comment down below. I love reading and replying to everyone. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, as it really helps the channel. I will see you in the next video. Until then, take care and be well.